Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about homework 9, question 1. The question is given us that suppose WT is a stochastic process with expectation of WT equals to 0 and RWT1 T2 equals to alpha multiply minimum T1 T2. Let us define YT equals to WT minus 1 when T is bigger or equal to 1 and YT equals to 0 if T is less than 1. So the question is asking us to find expectation of YT and RYT1 T2, and also YT is y stationary. So if we want to calculate expectation of YT, firstly we know that expectation of YWT is equal to 0, and we just plug in the YT equals to WT minus 1. We know it equals to 0, so the following equation is equals to 0. And RYT1 T2 equals to expectation of WT. We just replace the each form with T1 and then multiply by T2. Also, we know that RWT1 T2 equals to alpha multiply minimum T1 T2. So the above equation can be expanded into 4 different parts. Then we replace each W with R function, and we can get that RYT1 T2 equals to alpha multiply 4 different parts. So in this step, we need to identify the value of T1 T2 as following for case. When T2 is less than T1 and T2 is less than T1 T2, we can draw each point in the axis, and we know that R1, the above equation, can be equals to 0. In the second case, if T2 is less than T1 and T2 is bigger than T1 minus 1, we can expand the above equation into alpha multiply 1 minus T1 plus T2. And in the third case, when T2 is bigger than T1 and T2 minus 1 is bigger than T1, the above equation can be expanded into this form, and it equals to 0. When T2 is bigger than T1 and T2 minus 1 is less than T1, RYT1 T2 can be expanded into this equation, and it equals to alpha multiply 1 plus T1 minus T2. So we can observe from above that RY T1 T2 can be concluded into 0 if the absolute value of T1 T2 T1 minus T2 is bigger than 1, and it equals to alpha multiply 1 plus absolute value of T1 minus T2 if T1 minus T2, the absolute value of it, is less or equal to 1. So if we want to replace T1 T2, T1 minus T2 equals to tau. So Ry tau equals to 0 when tau is bigger than 1, and Ry tau equals to alpha multiply 1 minus absolute value of tau. if absolute value of tau is less or equal than 1. Therefore, Ry tau is only related with tau. Therefore, Yt is wide sense stationary. So that's question 1.